What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Seth the Lawn Surgeon, and you already know what time it is. A tipsy talk. Alright people, I'm gonna get right into it because I don't want my battery to die. It's like halfway full, whatever, you know. Off top, y'all know I got my tipsy talk cup on deck. Got that Heineken in it. I think I found my beer. You know what I mean? Like I've tried, like I'm kind of like a alcohol connoisseur. You know, I like to try different stuff just to find out. You know, like I tried the vodkas, tried the tequilas, tried the gins, I tried some cognacs, some brandies, some rums. You know, I tried everything, but nothing beats bourbon. Oh my gosh, nothing beats bourbon. And I think Heineken, it's just perfect. It's the right blend. It's not too bold. It's not too watered down. Some of the beers be watered down. It's just right. I like it. Anywho, get right into it. Like I said, you know, kind of like, you know, like I've been saying before, I'm gonna tell you the things that I think that you should, you know, buy with your lawn care business. You know what I mean? Some things, like I said, I think you need to go balls deep in and just go ahead and buy and purchase. Other things you can get away with buying the cheaper stuff. Just like I was talking about the Bolins and the steel. It's not that I'm saying, you know, if you got the money to buy a steel, I'm not telling you to go out and still buy Bolins, because Bolins is just as good. If you can afford a steel or Echo or whatever kind of handheld blower you want to get that. But some things you can get away with buying off, you know, in the beginning of your business, you know, until you can afford the more expensive stuff. Anywho, I'm gonna start with Tremors. Tremors, you want to go balls deep with Tremors. And that means go ahead and go full commercial, because I've had, you know, I started off with Troy-Bilt, and I'm not going to say it was totally Troy-Bilt's fault, because when I first started out, I didn't know about Stay-Bilt and, you know, the fuel stabilizer, and so I wasn't using that. And so, especially in the wintertime, when I came back from the wintertime in the spring, I would see how my carburetor would gunk up, you know, and basically my Troy-Bilt trimmers only last me a year. But even though that, I can see during the year how the wear and tear it took, you know, it was just hard to start and stuff like that. When you go full commercial, like my Shindawa, it's running pretty good now. I had some trouble with it at the first. My Echo haven't had no problems with that thing. Man, that thing is a soldier. It runs hard. I got it, for those who don't know, I got the PAS 225, which is a multi-tool. And that's the first thing I'm gonna tell y'all. If you're starting a lawn care business, straight off top, get a multi-tool. Because you're not gonna, you know, unless, like I said, unless you can afford to buy $10,000 worth of equipment, you're not gonna be able to do that. But try to scratch together, you know, $500. You're gonna need about $500 for this setup. What you will get, here it is right here. What you will get, and don't mind the flip-flops. It is cold outside, and I got on flip-flops or shorts. What you will get is this motor head right here. That motor head, which the motor is 180. The trimmer attachment here, which this trimmer attachment is $80. Then I would suggest getting a articulating, man, That's too close. A articulating hedger for bushes, you know, because in that way you can use that same motor to use it for trimming, and you can use it for hedging. And the articulating one is the one, it bends, you know, it bends like this. You can get it at angles and whatnot. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive. The articulating hedge attachment itself is $230, and I'm like, man, this thing is so expensive. But that thing is awesome. I'm telling you, you put it on this Echo PAS 225, which is only 21 cc's. The hedger is doing all the work. You know, it's sharp, it's heavy, and it's sturdy, and it just cuts right through bushes like butter. You know what I mean? And so that's what I mean. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think y'all should start off with. I think y'all should start off with that. Now I'm telling y'all the Echo stuff and all that stuff that I just named. It came up to like $500 or something like that. I'm telling y'all Echo, but doesn't mean you have to get Echo. They got Steels, they got Husqvarnas, but what I'm saying is not specifically Echo, but just some type of multi-tool, whatever brand you want to get. Shindawa got multi-tools, whatever. And then a year or so down the road, you want to try to get a straight trimmer. Which a straight trimmer, the reason I say that is the straight trimmers, it's more the attachment ones work good, but it has that joint, and people say that it's a possibility that something might happen with that joint where it messes up in the inside. Where straight trimmers, you know, it's a straight shaft and everything's solid all the way through to the trimmer head. And when you go get the straight trimmer, I would suggest getting the strongest one available, because then that can be kind of your backup brush cutter. You know, or not backup, that will be your brush cutter, because you won't have a brush cutter yet, unless you got the brush cutter attachment, you know, for your Echo or whatever. But yeah, that's what I think you should start off with. I think that's solid. That's $500 right there. Boom. Next, you're gonna need a blower. Now, it depends on where you live and what you're going to, what kind of business you're going to have. With that being said, if you are in an area where your goal is just to cut grass, all you're going to be doing is cutting grass here and there, I would just go ahead and get a handheld blower. You know what I mean? And if that handheld blower is going to be your bread and butter for at least, you know, for years to come. Say you don't even plan on doing leaf cleanup jobs. You don't even plan on doing anything other than just blowing grass off of sidewalks. Then at that point, I would say go ahead and get a nice leaf blower like a Steel, Husqvarna, Echo, or whatever, Shindawa. Get a nice expensive one. The reason I say that is because you're building your business around just cutting. Some people just cut and they don't do leaf cleanups. You know what I mean? So that's all you're gonna be using that leaf blower for. But if you do plan on doing leaf blowers, leaf cleanups, then that's when I suggest you probably could go with a cheaper one. The reason being, I would say a Poland. I wouldn't even go with Boland's. I got a Boland's, but I would say at least the Poland. The reason I say that is because 9 times out of 10 in a year or two, once you start building your clientele, building your business, you're probably going to get a backpack blower anyway. So there's no sense in spending $200 on a handheld when you're just about to get a backpack blower. And then when you get your backpack blower, you can get whatever kind you want to, you know. If you want to get, you know, a big 500, a big 700 or 500 or whatever, you can get that. So that's what I suggest with blowers. Now, most importantly, starting off, now we're getting into the mowers. You're going to need some type of small mower. I would suggest getting a 21 inch. Get a 21 inch, but I wouldn't buy a 21 inch brand new. I would not, because what you're gonna find is if you're really dedicated to your lawn care business, it's gonna grow fast. So going out and spending $300 on a 21 inch mower, this just doesn't seem feasible to me. If you can find one used for like less than $100 somewhere, that'll be great, because 9 times out of 10 you're just gonna be using it to cut small areas, because you know, you're gonna have a bigger mower, which I'm about to get to. So that's why I suggest just getting a cheap 21 inch off Craigslist. Now, as far as your big mower, some people have started off with a garden tractor, which is nothing wrong with that. I started off with a garden tractor because I didn't know the difference. You know, that's all I could afford. I paid $400 for it. But I would get a 0 turn. And like I said, if you don't have that much money right now, you spent $500 on your trimmer setup, you spent $100 on your handheld blower, and or maybe $200 if you got the nice one. So let's just say that's $700. Right now you're at $700. So you want to get a mower. You can start off with a garden tractor, but within a year you're going to want to make that leap to get some type of 0 turn. I can tell you that now. And or walk behind it, depending on what kind of yards you're cutting. And depending on your situation, say you're in a situation where you have cash, you don't have any credit, you can't afford to finance anything, but you have about $2,000 cash. I would say if it's gonna be residential, I would suggest you do something brand new, because if you try to get a used residential, you don't know how beaten and battered it is. With commercial stuff, people can beat it up, batter it, but it's still gonna keep ticking because it's commercial. You know what I mean? Residential stuff, not so much. So like I said, if you say you got $2,000 cash and maybe you got a credit card, you could put $1,000 on or something like that. I would suggest going to a dealer, even if you're gonna get residential, because like I talked about in another video, I don't know if I posted that, I can't remember, Gravely. But anyways, Gravely has some nice residential. It's a guy I follow, man. He has the Gravely. Because Gravely not only have the stamp deck, they have welded deck residentials. So, oh well, Supreme. I know Supreme Services. He rode one at the GIE. He said it was slow, but my thing is, you're getting a welded deck, so you know that bad boy's gonna last forever. And I think it was around. I think the welded deck probably was in the 3,000, maybe 3,500 range, and then the stamp deck one is probably about 3,000. So you could do that. That's why I would suggest getting some type of 0 turn, even though it's not commercial. And that bad boy, it's gonna cut grass. It's not gonna cut grass as fast as a commercial lawnmower, but you'll still get the job done. So with that being said, 3,700. Give or take with your trailer. I don't know if you have a trailer or whatnot, but those are the main things you would need to start off. Now, I know a lot of people will tell you, They're gonna tell you don't get residential stuff, you know, blah blah blah. It's not gonna last. I bought my Mustang back there. It's always covered in junk. I bought that bad boy in 2013, man. That bad boy is still awesome. Me and BJ cutting that 5-acre commercial lot. We'll go knock that bad boy out in like, I think we knocked it out in like 3 hours sometimes, you know. Freaking awesome. But yeah, like I said, the beauty of getting commercial is just like I said. What I did is I got that Troy belt, and I used that for 3 years until this year when I got my Gravely. And then when I ended up getting that big commercial lot this year, I was able to use both of them, you know what I mean? It's like a backup. So now if my Gravely goes down, if I put my Gravely in the shop, even though I'm not gonna get the same cut quality as I would with my Gravely, I'll still be able to continue my business, you know, with the Mustang. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, but those are some simple stuff that y'all can do to start your business. I know a lot of people always sitting on the edge, man. They're like trying to decide, should I start a lawn care business, man? Like, in my mind, now that I have started my business, I realize that there are workers and there are bosses. So you have to decide, are you a worker or are you a boss? You get what I'm saying? Because it's nothing like being your own boss. I'm still working a full-time job. The day I get to go full-time with lawn care, get to be a boss. It's going to be a beautiful day. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. Yes, sir.